Happy Halloween, friends! I hope everyone has had a great and safe night, whether you're taking your kids out or you're handing out candy. I hope it's been a lot of fun. I unfortunately have not been able to have fun. I studied all night for a test that I have on Thursday, but it's important, so I don't really mind, giving up a tiny little holiday. I mean, it's a fun holiday. I went out, and did my lipstick. I'm wearing some berry maroon pants, a black shirt, black boots, so I kind of had the fall dark colors going on. But I'm here to talk today about October's challenge and ending that, and then starting November's challenge. I completely failed October's challenge. I really did. Just to recap, it was that I was going to stay off of social media during the week and only be allowed on the weekends. And I had given myself some exceptions, which were Snapchat, because I have a streak going with my sister where we send each other good morning snaps, and I just think it's a cute, nice thing that we do for each other. And it would kind of suck having to give that up. And then Facebook, because that's how I get communication from my coach on my team, and send out stuff to the rest of the team as president and everything. And I did really great the first week, but after because I deleted the apps, and then I would open the pages on Safari on my phone, and after the first weekend they just stayed open pretty much. So that one's hard. It's not that I couldn't not be on them, but life was just more, I was more involved in things when I was on. I felt like I missed out on so much that first week. There was crappy things that had happened with friends or with the world, or great things that happened in the world and with friends and family, and I felt weird missing out because and then also I don't have a lot of self-control sometimes. That's why I'm doing these challenges. So I may have to try that one again at a different date, maybe when I've kind of matured more or don't need social media as much. I don't know, we'll see. But November's challenge has to do with health. So I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about health from my perspective and just kind of give some advice that I've learned. As a 20-year-old, I think it's super important that people my age, teenagers, young adults, remember that health is pretty important, because if you start now, it's something that's going to stick with you for quite some time when you get older. And just a disclaimer, obviously I'm not a doctor or, a specialist in any kind of way. This is just from my perspective, so you don't have to listen to my opinion or, take my advice, but hopefully if you're struggling in any, physical, mental, or other type of health area, maybe something can help you. So, also, I'm going to briefly touch on some subjects that, if you're my family member or you're somebody who maybe doesn't know me that well, I advocate for some of these things a lot, and you might be surprised that I'm talking about them, and you'll see which ones in just a second, but just not to make people uncomfortable, I won't talk about it for too long. So the first one is sexual health. Get to know your body, get to learn about the things that you love. If you have a partner, explore each other. I think that's super important in love and in life. That is something that can bring you a lot of happiness if that is something that you're into. Just make sure that it's always consensual. Always consensual if you're with another person. So that was brief. The second thing is women health. Sorry guys, I don't know a whole lot about your side of the story, but for females, get your checkups. I highly recommend getting checkups. I have to get one every single year in order to get a new prescription of my birth control, and so whether it be a pap smear, whether it be a mammogram if you're at that age, whether it be, I don't know what else we get. I'm not at that point yet. But get your checkups. I think they're super important. If you're trying to have kids, make sure that everything in there is healthy. If you feel pain in any way, make sure you talk to a doctor. Females can sometimes, I honestly feel like, get bad raps about pains that they have, but like the reason I got on birth control is because my period cramps were so bad. Like, it just drained so much out of me. My dad said that I was pale as a ghost. I was just laying on the couch. I didn't want to ever do anything when I was on my period. And so, we had that conversation, and that's another thing, parents. Don't be afraid to have that conversation with your daughter, because it's not just for sexual activity. It can also be really good for her health. It maintains my hormones. It balances my hormones. So now I have a healthy cycle, and I am doing so much better, and, things are more balanced now. I advocate that for, like, so much. So if you have a daughter and she's getting to that age, do your research. Talk to your doctor. Don't be afraid. Keep her safe. Keep her healthy. Keep yourself safe and yourself healthy. The next thing is physical health. I am not a CrossFit, like, bodybuilder athlete. I am a rugby athlete now, but even, like, with that, I'm not, like, hardcore meal prep, hardcore vegetable. I love vegetables, but like, balanced meals every single day, every single meal, stuff like that. But I have improved a lot. I'm trying to decide if I want to put that in the video or not. We have a terrible, disgusting washer that likes to bang around and, like, try to kill us. And it's right by my bedroom, so it makes filming very hard, especially when it's, 9 o'clock at night and I've asked people not to do laundry. Well, when I was in junior high, I don't know if I can diagnose this because I'm not a doctor, but I think I binge ate. Like, I would just, if I was bored or if I was sad or just, it would just fill the void, and so I would just eat and eat and eat and eat. And I was going through puberty at the time, so it was like my hormones just kind of took on to that, and I gained a bit of weight. And by the time in high school, I wasn't huge. I definitely was bigger than all my friends. And I wasn't, like, completely ashamed of that because I could still function as a human being. I wasn't, like, struggling with a whole lot. But it was hard because my friends, I love them to death, but they were like sticks, but that's their metabolism, that's their, body, and mine was mine, and I didn't hate my body. I don't hate my body, but it was hard sometimes because it would be like they could share clothes and I couldn't share clothes with them, or they would, like, look really good in something, and I would try something on in, like, a larger size and I wouldn't look as good. So I definitely had my struggles in high school. And by senior year, I was, like, close to 200 pounds. When I got in college, I decided that I wanted to be healthier. I wanted to do something more active. I didn't have the money to do, like, CrossFit, because that's what my family is into. But I went to freshman orientation, and I was walking around the Coliseum, and I saw the rugby table, and I was like, just thinking in my head, I was like, this would really push me outside my comfort zone, and it would give me a reason to get in shape. And so I started going to practices, and it really kicked my butt. Like, we ran a lot, and we did a lot of drills that were so, like, full body, activity, and it, it did get my butt in shape. I'm not in, like I said, I'm not in pristine shape, but I lost a lot of weight and I look so much better and feel so much better than I did, before. And it's been 3 years now. I still love it. I still love what it does for my body. I've taken what I've learned from, being active out there and putting it towards my diet and, learning that if you're giving your body crap, it's not going to function the way you want it to on the field. And so I had to learn how to eat better and, everything like that. And I couldn't just snack on crap, whenever I wanted to. I had to give my body the right fuel. And so, if you're struggling with something like that, I suggest just starting with a walk. It is getting cold, but, afternoons, go for a nice little walk. And then 1 week, start jogging. You don't have to do like a full jog. You could do, pick points. There's this park that I go to by my apartment, and it has light poles and even actually like markers on the sidewalk where it's like 1/8 of a mile. And I hated running. Sometimes I still do, but I hated running before I really got into rugby. And going to this park, I would pick a spot where I would start and I would pick a spot where I would stop. So between light poles, like from one light pole to the next, I would run, and then that light pole to the next one, I would walk, and I, just switch off, and it was a really good rhythm. And then it progressed to like 2 light poles on, 1 light pole off, and then I did the 1/8 thing, and now I'm pretty close to running that full park without stopping. So take your time. Don't feel like you have to be Usain Bolt the first week that you're out there, Congratulate yourself on the little things that you've accomplished. I know it's hard. I am telling you it is, but if you want to hit that goal, you just have to tell yourself that you can do it, and you really can. So just segueing into the next one, mental health. That is a big subject among people my age now, because it's really getting talked about, because there are so many people my age who are suffering from mental illnesses, or are like calling out, we need to pay attention to mental illnesses more. Depression, anxiety, more intense things like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, things like that. They're serious, and they definitely require a doctor to help those people out. I don't suffer from a mental illness, but I do have my moments where I'm overwhelmed, or I just have low energy. I'm a really outgoing person, and I love socializing, but after a long day of being around people, I have a tendency to want to lock myself in my room and just be by myself. And that can be, I watch Netflix, I take a bath and relax and do a little spa, take care of me night. I'm really into aromatherapy. I have a humidifier, and I put essential oils in it, and it just kind of calms me down, like lavender and tea tree oil, eucalyptus, stuff like that. I love the Bath & Body Works little plugins. I have one in my bathroom. Those are super nice. So if you're like me, you just have to find small ways to take care of yourself. It's okay to have to take a break from people. You don't always have to be a people pleaser. I think I used to be that way, and then I finally realized I cannot spend all this time with people. I need some time alone. So I'm that introvert extrovert mix. So it's okay to have to spend time by yourself. Doesn't mean you're lonely. It just means you need some recuperating time, some time to refresh your brain and your body, and that's totally okay. This leads me to my November challenge, and that is all about sleep. For some reason, I recently have not had good sleep quality, and not good enough hours of sleep. I will sit in my bed or sit on the couch and just find ways to procrastinate going to bed. It's so dumb, my eyes are droopy, I can tell I'm tired, but like I don't want to sleep in my makeup, I don't want to sleep in my contacts, I have things I have to do to get ready for bed, I just don't want to take those steps to do them. So I am going to wake up the same time every morning, even if it's a school day, because I don't go to class until 11 on school days. But even if it's a school day, same time, which is 6 to 6:30 a.m. And then going to bed between 10:30 and 11 p.m. That gives me anywhere from like 7 to 8 hours of sleep, which is what people my age need to like be healthy and function. And I know that there are going to be a lot of college kids, maybe, that watch this and they're like, I go to bed at like 3 a.m., you know. That's always been crazy to me. I have honestly hardly ever been able to do that. In order for me to function in the morning, I need at least like 7 hours of sleep. I don't know how people do it. I know school is important, but so is my health. Like, your immune system can get jacked up if you're not taking care of your body by sleeping. Like right now, I feel sleepy, and that's because the second part of this challenge is that I can't have caffeine. So I only drink 1 cup of coffee in the mornings because that usually does it for me, but I didn't have any of that this morning because I kind of wanted to like kick off the week with the challenge and not do it like in the middle of a week. So I'm suffering a little bit right now. I got like 7 hours of sleep, but it's just, hopefully it doesn't take too much of a toll on me. If it does, I might have to add coffee back in, and then if it's still not helping, I might have to readjust like when I go to bed and like really put the effort in, but I'm hoping that this works, or like when I wake up. Because also on work days, I kind of need to be in there early to get stuff done, so 6 o'clock is pretty good. Unfortunately, I have to wake up earlier tomorrow because I have a big set to do that's gonna apparently take me 10 hours, so I have to be there at like 5, and I don't even know what time it is right now. So that's November's challenge. I think that's gonna be a lot easier than social media challenge. I think health ones are just easier because I'm paying attention to myself, and I don't know, social media was just completely different than like this one that has to do with like focusing on myself. But it'll be interesting. I think I will come back at some point and do like a halfway point video and tell y'all how it's going, and then obviously make another one where I tell you how it went for November and then December's challenge. I haven't actually thought of anything for December yet, so if you have any of ideas, go ahead and feel free to share with me. Don't make it food though, because Christmas is my thing. The food is always great around Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's why I didn't do a food challenge here. Food challenges can be saved for the new year. So just make sure it's not food. But I hope everyone has had a good and safe night. Have a great start to your November. All of you people that are getting ready for Christmas, you're crazy. Thanksgiving is still the bomb, okay? Like, slow down. After Thanksgiving, I totally understand, but you can't just skip Thanksgiving. Okay, have a great night, everybody.